All right, what is going on, everybody? So today we're going to continue our e-scouting series, and we're going to talk a little bit about the differences between hard edges and soft edges. Hard edges are very easy to find on a map, you know, doing our e-scouting like we're doing. Soft edges can be a little bit different, and I'll show you a few of the things kind of that I look for in the soft edge. But let's talk about a little bit of the differences between them outright. That way you understand them a little bit better. A hard edge is very easy. It is a very defined edge. Tree line butted up to a cornfield. That's what a hard edge is. Anything, you know, a CRP and woods, a clear cut butted up to, you know, mature hardwoods. I would consider that more of a hard edge. Now, a soft edge, sometimes you can't find those soft edges actually on the map, on your e-scouting. Sometimes you actually have to find them with boots on the ground, and I've done this before where I've set up and successfully harvested a very nice 9-point on one of those soft edges. But when you look at it on the map, there's no change in the canopy. You can't visually see much of a difference in the aerial map, but when you get on the ground, there's an obvious difference in vegetation. It went from very thick underbrush to more of a grassy underbrush. I had multiple scrapes lined up right on that edge, and this guy came in following that edge down. I actually grunted him in that day. I rarely do any blind calling, but this day it was one of those perfectly still, cool evenings. I'm like, let's just see what happens. I put out a breeding grunt with my extinguisher grunt call, and here he comes making scrapes and rubs and all sorts of ticked off on his way in looking for a fight. So those can be hard to find, you know, on your map, but they're very important to find. And there are times that I'm going to show you kind of on your map here what you can look for with those soft edges. So hard edge, first off, is, you can see right here, circled this CRP field. There's an obvious tree line difference, and you know, right here, obvious change in vegetation. And you can zoom in a little bit more. This edge right here is a little bit more obvious, so I would call that a little bit more of a hard edge. It's very defined and evident. And then we're going to go a little bit more to the north here, and I'm actually going to show you what I would consider, I'm going to zoom in here, a little bit more of a soft edge. This vegetation change right here, it's just on the other side of this more defined edge. It looks like a little bit of a creek, a little slough that was cut out there or whatnot, and a little low point basically. That is the hard edge. And then right north of that, you've got more of the soft edge. You've got the more mature timber in here, probably more of an open understory. And then here you've got very immature, a lot more immature timber, probably honestly grunt area that's been flooded. That's what I would assume. This is probably why this is the way it is. I would expect grass, you know, maybe some 6-foot little seedlings and whatnot, you know, smaller trees, stuff for these deer to hide in a little bit more, some definite browse and whatnot. So I just picked out a good little spot here that make it easy to kind of show you. You can find them on occasion on the map, but there are times when the canopy actually looks the same, but the understory is what makes the difference, and you have to find that actually with boots on the ground and in person. So I hope this kind of gives you a very good idea of some things to look for. Hard edges are something we always look for. Deer are very edge related animals, and the more you do research into deer hunting and learn deer hunting, the more you're going to hear about finding edges, find edges, find edges. And they're not wrong. It makes deer movement very patternable and pretty predictable, and it gives you a place to really start your scouting, and then you can go in to the brush and the woods from there, and then really define where you want to hunt from there. But in areas like river bottoms where maybe there's not a lot of hard evident edges, maybe you can get an idea of specific areas and then go look at them. And if you can find some changes in the understory, that may be exactly where you find the deer sign that you're looking for, and very evident trails moving parallel to that soft edge. So hopefully that helped you guys out a little bit, gave you something to think about when it comes to those hard versus soft edges. I love finding a soft edge every chance I can, especially on public land. That is something that maybe is overlooked and the deer know it, and that's where they're gonna be. So thanks for watching, y'all. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video.